Welcome to my weblog at peterqbrown.com. This is part 2 of the workshop construction video series. In this program, we will look at the early steps of the project leading to a finished monolithic slab foundation. After laying out the building and establishing our foundation elevation, the excavators removed and hauled away the existing sod, then dug out the topsoil and piled it for later backfilling and grading. Once the topsoil was removed, we needed to dig a trench 6 feet deep and tap into the house well line as a water source to the shop. This is tricky as our trench needed to cross the existing phone, cable, and gas lines. Dan Morgan demonstrated amazing dexterity with the excavator. We got both the new water and gas lines in, backfilled and compacted, and no damage to the existing utilities. With this done, we were able to continue with the building site excavating. In the course of our site work, we noticed the native subsoil had a clay component. Certain types of clay soils under a building site can cause foundation structural problems. We decided to be cautious and call in a soil engineer for observations and a professional opinion. Castle Rock Geotechnical Engineering came right over and did some preliminary field tests. He added water to the soil in order to roughly determine the clay and silt components of the sample. He also did some field testing of the soil density. Based on field tests and existing knowledge of the general area, he recommended that we remove the native soil to a depth of 16 inches below footing level and bring in engineered fill. An entire day was spent removing the native soil and trucking in the recommended fill material. This subbase was thoroughly graded and compacted to the engineer's specs. We set and braced our forms, laid out a poly moisture barrier, and brought in 3/4 inch washed gravel as a bedding surface for the slab. Number 4 rebar was installed in the footing, and a mat of number 3 rebar was laid out in the slab area. At this point, we were ready to pour. I do my own form and rebar work, but I leave the actual concrete placement and finishing to Northwest Concrete Services. Pouring 1,700 square feet of concrete slab and flat work in August is serious business and is best left to the experts that do it every day. Our first pour was the foundation footings and slab. We stripped these forms and set up to pour the back patio and driveway. As a matter of course, we always drill and pin driveway and patio slabs to the foundation. This second pour went well. Northwest put their best guys on this and really showed off their creativity. I have used Kerry, Hughes, and Northwest Concrete Services for a number of years now to pour slabs and other flat work. They are real pros. Fast, efficient, fastidious, and totally reliable. These are the types of subcontractors that keep my projects running smooth and on schedule. Our final detail before backfilling will be to frostproof the foundation. To do this, we glue 2-inch extruded polystyrene insulation to the foundation walls. We also lay it out horizontally and continuous around the perimeter of the building. Once this insulation is in place, we backfill over it and grade the site. This concludes the foundation installation, and now it's on to framing. Check back to peterqbrown.com as we will cover that in part 3 of this video series.